Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled, Will the Real Adar Please Stand Up? So Baruch Hashem, and now we have a beautiful cycle in the Jewish months. We're both a lunar and a solar cycle according to the Torah law. We care very much about the holidays, how they revolve around the lunar cycle. And we have Kiddush HaChodesh, it's based on the moon, the different holidays. On the other hand, we do care about the solar calendar as well. And we balance both out. And we want to have certain seasons, like the spring season is when Pesach is, and we don't want to lose contact with that, but yet we do revolve around the moon as well. Therefore, sometimes we have Adar and a second Adar. And the question is, when we have two Adars, which is the real Adar, which is, so to speak, the filler month, just to make sure we keep the two cycles together. So a person will naturally say it's the second Adar. The biggest proof is that when is Purim? When you have two Adars, Purim is when? It's the second Adar. So that's the real Adar. So I have a fascinating question. In Hilchot Taniyot, Tafkuf Samachet, in Or Chaim, it's a question. A person goes ahead and has a Yurtzeit, an Adar. Person passes away in Adar. And that's when there's a Yurtzeit. And this specific year, there's two Adars. So when does he observe the Yurtzeit? The Shulchan Aruch's language of observing Yurtzeit means when does he fast? That's what the Shulchan Aruch writes about for Yurtzeit. So he says, when does he fast? That's why it's in Hilchot Ta'anit. Person takes upon himself a fast. So when? The first Adar or the second Adar? So the Shulchan Aruch writes that the person should fast and observe his Yurtzeit on the second Adar, which is what most people would intuitively think, because that's the Adar. The Ramah says, Yesh Omrim, to those that say the first Adar. And that's the Minhag. And then he says, but ideally you should be both Adars. The Mishnah says, what's the machloket? What's the argument? He says, true Adar. What's the true Adar? According to Shulchan Aruch, it's the second one. And the Ramah says, no, that the first Adar, that is the real Adar. And then the Mishnah says another reason why a person should have the Yurtzeit in the first Adar. Because Ein Mavin al Mitzvah, you don't want to go ahead, go through Adar, let's say the 15th of Adar is the Yurtzeit, go to the 15th of Adar and neglect the Yurtzeit. Therefore, two reasons why. One should observe in the first month, to observe in the real Adar, and two, in the first Adar, because you don't want to pass over the mitzvah. Regarding what one should do, there are different opinions. Halacha l'maaseh, Yetz Hashem will discuss that later, but it's a fascinating question regarding the two different Adars, how to relate to it. So why is it that Purim is observed in the second one? Not necessarily because that's the Adar, like the Shulchan Aruch maintains, but you want to have the Chag of Purim, of redemption, right before the Chag of Nisan, of Pesach redemption. So therefore you have in the second Adar for that reason, but not necessarily because that is the ideal or the proper, so to speak, Adar. Shalom.